Hi there, this is Rob from Eminisniper. I just wanted to go over some things having to do with our new bid-ask indicator. I like it quite a bit. It makes trading very easy. As far as the charts I use it on, I often look at an 8 Renko chart with it. So that's what we see in the bottom screen here. And then our usual 3 range CL chart is up top, so we'll just kind of compare our entries and then some of the thought process behind it. These are our signals that we're used to seeing. So at this point, this is about 9:20, so we can see there was some long action in here to be had. Our bid ask, we get this yellow dot right here prior to the bell. So when I look at this kind of thing, I know that our moving averages are going to offer us overhead resistance. So I want to be in on, if I want a move in here, I want to be in on it when our 3 range starts going to the long side. So I would wait for this, and as we know, our resistance can be met here and we can get a reaction down, which would just cause you some heat. So when we take an entry like this, it's best to keep an eye on your 3 range and just make sure that it's in agreement with what you want to do. So after our bell, then we start seeing our 3 range put in our short signals that we're used to seeing. So if you're new to the system or what we look at, we have our cross here. If you're manually exiting, you can exit your trades when our targeter crosses again. Same thing here. So this is the kind of look that we like when we're trading off our 3 range. This is just regular overhead resistance areas that we're used to seeing. If you're trading off of an 8 Renko chart, you would see these entries become available. We usually want to see a candle in our direction, and then as far as your entries, about midway on the candle is nice. We want to see the same thing. We want to see that targeter cross. We want to see that yellow dot print, and so a nice easy 12 ticks to the downside. Now if you're looking to manually exit this and you give it some room to run, when our targeter crosses again on these are very monstrous moves. If you're taking the long and you allow it to run until your targeter crosses again, then this is a 100 tick trade to the upside, and this is approximately 60 ticks to the downside. So if you're willing to trade that way, there is plenty of ticks to be had for sure. So as far as a short at around 11:30, we will look at that time. So that is in this area here. So we have the things that we like to look for as far as a reversal. We have our downside divergence that we can see with bid ask and targeter both showing the same thing. So that's this short in here. Now we know that when we get into a situation like that, we can get our support and get bounces in here. So this area right here, this bounce level is when we found our support at our moving average here, and then we see the bounce. So that's basically the end of that move. And even though we have our cross and we have our bid ask and all of that, we can't ignore what's going on the 3 range because it is important to look at. Now as far as the long in here, targeter doesn't show us anything that we would want to see. As far as longs, we like to see the green cross above that dotted magenta, and we're not getting any kind of that look in here. So I would ignore this if we're looking at that Renko chart. As far as the shorts in here, when we get up to this top, we do see a lot of divergences on bid ask and all of that kind of thing. So it looks like the market does want to sell off here, and we can see that that it does so, and that's right in this area in here. And not a whole lot of follow through, and then obviously when we get into lunch we can chop around quite a bit, which we can see in here when we're just kind of bouncing back and forth between our bands, but enough to at least hit the 12 ticks to the downside. So that's what we're looking for when we're doing our trading off of our 3 range and an 8 Renko chart. We want to take the signals that are available, but you also do want to pay attention to that 3 range chart and what it's showing you. Okay, just wanted to go over that. There is going to be a monthly free trial in the room. Many of you come out for that, so you can see all of this happening in the room. All right, thanks a bunch. Bye-bye.